Welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is Tarot to a T, and I'm working on June 2022 readings. And if this is your first time, welcome. And if you are returning, thanks for returning. If you haven't been here before and you notice my voice is a little weird, I've been sick. Got the big cold that's been going around, so hope you don't get it. It's kind of nasty. It's not COVID, but it's I would say maybe it's not as bad as COVID, but it still gives you that feeling of not being able to get anything done. A couple days ago, I couldn't even think about doing tarot card readings because I couldn't talk without sneezing or blowing my nose. And it was just like, wow. Pretty much makes you rearrange your whole schedule as far as what you're going to do, and get done. I was off work for a couple days and that helped. So, we're going to do a reading for Taurus. We're going to look at a situation you're dealing with, Taurus, for the month of June 2022. Some complications. And cards of advice. Oh, we got two on that one. I'm going to leave both of them. Okay, let's see what's going on with Taurus. Okay, some kind of completion in partnerships. But you're moving ahead. That's good. Oh, got that Jack of Spades. This Jack of Spades has been showing up a lot. I'll be honest with you. I'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit. So it's a younger, less mature energy. But the thing about this person or person who embodies this energy, this could be you, this could be somebody else. They have a sly side to them. Like on the outside, they're very charming and they kind of draw you in, very friendly. But they kind of have a little bit of a dark spirit. It's also my card for a person, and in this case, this could be you, Taurus, feeling a little bit paranoid about somebody's intentions or their motives. Like it's a non-trusting energy. Like you don't quite trust them, and you can sense that there's this side to them, maybe that's not on the up and up. This Three of Hearts, like I said, is about completion and partnerships. It's also about, it could be like a third person situation or a love triangle. Honestly, I don't tend to read these that way because I don't know how realistic that is in most people's lives for love triangles to be popping up everywhere. But if it is, take it how it fits. To me, it's more the card of indecision. It could be three people involved, and maybe you're trying to decide between two people. It could be that you're trying to decide who to believe between two people. Like you've gotten two sides of a story, that kind of thing. But there's definitely an element of indecision and not knowing exactly which way to go, whether it's you or somebody else. You are moving ahead with this, though. And this is, interestingly, this is the card of being social and having fun and hanging out with friends and family. It's very positive as far as relationships go. It could also mean that you're meeting a new person. It just struck me, though, because the person that you meet with this card, like somebody you don't know, does have a lot of charm. And I just talked about here this being a charming person that maybe has a dark side. But I'm thinking maybe you've met somebody and you don't know if you can trust them. That would be a total Taurian move. It's just kind of the way you operate. Like you just don't take people on the surface. You have to get to know them before you truly trust them, wouldn't you say? Yeah. I mean, that's my experience with Taurus. They're nice people. They're friendly. But they're not going to just let you into their life and open themselves up like a book and say, have at it. This is also the card of a fixed, stubborn mind. I think, yes, you definitely have somebody new. Doesn't have to be relationship like romantic. It's some type of relationship to you that's significant. But again, you have a fixed idea and you're kind of stuck on that. It's having a very clear opinion and idea. And I think it's, again, the caution. I think this is the caution, the Taurian caution that a lot of times comes into play. 10 of Clubs. This is the card of completions. You might have just had like a relationship end or some kind of situation end, a major ending, okay? Like a completion of a cycle. But this is the card of traveling and good news. And if it's physical traveling, it's for a good reason. It could be mental traveling or emotional traveling, traveling from one emotion to the other. Like, perhaps you were really stuck on this ending with somebody and you had a very dark, pessimistic outlook, but now you're moving away from that space into a more positive space, because that's definitely a positive card. It could be that it appeared here on the Eight of Clubs with the fixed ideas, that you're moving away from moving away from that fixed idea, or being stuck in that place of having a strong opinion. Wow, we have all the eights here. You are moving ahead from something. Something is like just getting on in your life, and that's fantastic. This is kind of the card of entrepreneurship, to be honest. It's kind of random that we didn't see any other financial aspects come up here, but this is about hard work paying off, investing in something and having returns come back to you, abundance, success. It is very strongly about financial gain, but as I've said before, abundance can take a lot of different forms. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have a pot of money that's in your lap. If you do, congratulations. It could also mean suddenly your social life here is more abundant, Let's look at some of your complications. 5 of Clubs. 7 of Clubs. A lot of clubs. Clubs are good, though. Ace of Diamonds. So it looks like you started over from something, because that's what the ace represents. It could be in the area of finances. It's also the card of business partnerships, but more in the sense of like a new business venture. It's very possible that this person that you're suspicious of, that you've met, this could be in the realm of a potential partnership in some kind of business, or somebody who's going to help you get a business off the ground that you are trying to start. And perhaps you're just not completely trusting them, right off the hand. There's a strong desire here for financial abundance with this card. But it looked to me like you already have that. The Taurians, the Earth cards, they're very much connected to material success and material things. So it's possible, even though you've had some kind of abundance come your way, you're just desiring more because you're an Earth sign. Yeah, I don't really see why you would need more, except it's just, it's kind of one of your life goals, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I don't know. So it's interesting because the new start with the finances came up, even though it already kind of showed us that you had this. So anyway, moving on, the 5 of Clubs here. some kind of natural change occurred, and there was a need for some major changes to occur. Again, this could be some kind of lifestyle change. This card doesn't necessarily talk about changes in relationships necessarily, but changes in lifestyle. And that's probably where this new beginning kind of fit into that. Like you needed to start over from something and do some kind of major renovation with the way you were living. I mean, it's possible that you... I did see the card of travel. I was going to say, I didn't see any cards that talked about moving, but maybe you did. Maybe you relocated. Okay. With the Seven of Clubs, this is your general experience, and I think this was past. I think this is before this happened. The complication here is saying that you were feeling confined, you were feeling trapped. You were stuck in a situation that needed some changes to happen, and so you're kind of starting at the beginning. That's very, very clear. Thank you, Spirit, Universe, for being clear with that. That was like bravo. It was a perfectly clear message. Oh, Two of Spades. This is about division. Probably with a person or persons. It's some kind of disharmony. Again, I'm kind of sensing another storyline that you might have left a relationship, and that's where the division and disharmony came up here. You were feeling trapped, changes needed to be made, and you're like, that's where you're at. And then you meet this person, and you're undecided if you can trust them. Makes a lot of sense. Three of Diamonds. Again, the card of partnerships. And again, we're kind of seeing a financial theme. It's not real clear to me how that would fit in with this, but it may mean a lot to you. So this right here is about the need for some kind of communication. There's some kind of confusion in money or finances. Maybe the person you left, there's still some unfinished business about how to divide things up. Maybe this potential, I'm just throwing it out here, okay? But maybe this new relationship, potentially there's some not very clear boundaries about how finances will work. I need to get something for my throat. Hold on. Between you, especially if you end up moving in together, it seems like it would be pretty quick. You wouldn't just meet somebody and then decide to move in. Although in this day and age, people have nowhere to live, I'm finding myself in that situation of how to live where I am. For example, I'm not a Taurus, but I'm trying to figure out how to live where I am, but I need help paying the expenses because things are so expensive these days. It just seems like everything's going up, and it's for real. It's not like, we're not making enough money. Wages have gone up, but things are expensive, right? If it's a business situation or a partnership in some kind of business, yeah, there definitely could be some confusion around finances. Maybe you need to depend on this person in some manner to help you finance it. Oh, Ten of Spades. So something ended, and this is like a major loss. This is almost like a Tower card, not quite as much doom and gloom, but you definitely ended some kind of cycle. I'm going to be honest, I think it's some kind of relationship, although I'm not seeing some major heartbreak cards. Maybe you're kind of past it since we have all the eights that talks about moving ahead and advancing. So maybe you're kind of past that stage of grieving, But that is the card of grieving and mourning some kind of major loss. Some kind of death. It could be not necessarily physical death, but like a mental, emotional death, right? Let's go look at your cards of advice. Now these two popped out at the same time. We have the Three of Spades and the Five of Spades. Three of Spades again. This has to do with partnerships, but this card is about worry. Worry and stress, and it can mean overwork. So if there is a work theme involved in this for you, this is kind of showing me, that's indicating to me that that is definitely going on, that you're under some kind of physical stress due to work. The Five of Spades, let's finish that, is about disruption and breakup. I tend to read this from left to right, so on this side, I think this is where you're coming from. The rest of this advice is going to tell you, or at least guide you, how to lead you out of this. But that Five of Spades is about change resulting from like surprise events, things that aren't so pleasant and you weren't expecting. It just occurred to me you may have lost like a partner through some kind of, I hate to say it, like some kind of illness or death, and maybe that's where the disruption came from. I mean, not disruption, but surprise event. Obviously it's a disruption, duh. Queen of Spades. Now this is a interesting energy to pop out, because this is about a more mature female. This could be you. This tends to be, if this is literal person though, this is a air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This is a person who's quiet and kind of, they're very watchful and mysterious. They don't tell you a lot about what they're thinking or feeling, and you kind of have to watch them because they can kind of have a dark side. I think in the realm of advice, I've read this before for other people, that it could be asking you to be kind of mindful that you don't want to like spill everything out and tell people exactly what you're thinking. Like keep like these kinds of feelings to yourself, the distrust. Because I think Taurus definitely has a strong cautious side. Ten of Hearts. This is where you want to be, and this is at the end of your line of advice. So this again is a card of completion, but in this realm of the Ten of Hearts, this is your wish fulfillment. This is happy celebrations. This is good news. This is everything you want. It's possible you have residual energy here from definitely this Ten of Spades. If you can't see it, it's off the side there. The Ten of Spades again was the loss or the mourning of some kind of major ending. You had the unforeseen change that was kind of unexpected, very disruptive, right? And then there's this worry and physical stress around it. I will take out a couple more cards, but what I'm feeling is it's asking you to be very mindful and watchful of that. Kind of like, I just heard like coming up into your cocoon, laying low, holding your cards close to your chest, that kind of thing. I do think that's the energy behind this Queen of Spades. It's almost like you need to go into hibernation mode, hermit mode, Taurus, and probably work through some of these things. I think it's going to relieve this stress and this worry. Seven of Spades. Interesting. A lot of spades. Notice that? Spades tend to be our kind of our darker energy with the cartomancy. This is about uncovering hidden truths, but it also is about separation between people. I get the strong impression you are working through some kind of residual effect of having a separation from somebody for some reason. It could be this death or another kind of separation with this Ten of Spades. Doesn't mean somebody died, but if they did, I'm very sorry. Or if you just had a really bad breakup, that could be just as bad. You know, a very hard ending. And you're working through some very, very rough energy, and I think it's just saying, you know, keep it to yourself for now. Not like bottle yourself up and don't talk to anybody, because if you need to talk to somebody you trust. But I guess don't let it be known that you're kind of working through this darkness. You know, learn to stand on your own 2 feet again. Literally or metaphorically, emotionally, you need to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet again. And it's going to get you to here, which is quite different. There's a stark contrast between all of this energy up here and that. I think I'm going to leave it there, Taurus. I'm not seeing a whole lot as far as revealing exactly what happened, but I do think there was some kind of major ending and separation. And if you've been feeling stuck in some way, that's why. You need to work through that energy. That's another thing I know about Taurus. They don't work through their stuff. They don't like to deal with drama. And I think in their mind, they consider that drama. But it's emotional energy that you have to process. It doesn't go away, you know? And energy, what is that thing they say about energy is not created or destroyed? It's like, but it has to go somewhere. So once it exists in your life, it has to go somewhere. It's not going to just disappear on its own. That's my point. I don't know if I quite made sense with that, but anyway, thank you for joining me. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you'd like to know when the next video comes out, and I will see you again soon. Take care.